Unstoppable Chrissy.
And I'm Unstoppable Jeanine.
We got a couple of different topics today. We're going to talk about drug addiction and things like that today. I know a couple of people, you know, when you grow up, you have friends that you never think that would turn out a certain way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it takes over their lives. It's, you know, it's a shame. I lost a lot of friends to different drugs, and, you know, I've seen drug overdoses, and it's, you know, it's a scary thing.
Yeah, it really is.
How do you feel about drugs and stuff like that?
Well, I've lost a couple of my friends. First friend that I've lost to drugs was my friend Levi when I was in like 10th grade. He smoked a lot of crack and passed out on his bathroom floor and choked to death on his own vomit.
Right.
That was the first experience I had with someone dying from drugs.
Yeah, it's so scary. They don't think it's going to happen to them or it's not going to affect them, but it's like, don't
he
they
swore
watch
to me that he wouldn't do it anymore, and then a week later I find out that he's dead.
Right, or they try something less hard and think they're not going to advance. Or, you know, it's like, I don't know if they're trying to kid themselves or, you know, I don't know what they're
doing. A drug
doing.
like heroin, you try it once and that's it.
You're
like,
addicted, yeah. You can't.
I know someone that's overdosed and died. And I also know some people that have been in rehab, and there's like a heroin epidemic going on in Long Island right now.
It's bad here
it's
too, yeah.
Easy as water to get heroin right now, and it's just really scary because I have one person in particular that I'm thinking of who keeps getting arrested and going to rehab and coming out and being clean for a couple months and then relapsing, and then it's a vicious cycle, and really it's not as easy as just going to rehab and stopping. Like, it's hard. And even my cousin over the past summer, she overdosed on, I don't remember what, but she had a drug problem when she was younger. She had kids, she stopped, and then she started up again. And now her kids are left without a mom, and they're living with her sister.
Yeah, it's sad. It really is.
And they're old enough to understand what happened.
People think they're not hurting anyone but themselves, so they don't care. You know, even if you don't have kids, you're hurting your friends, your family. You're always hurting somebody.
Absolutely.
You know,
it's heartbreaking to lose somebody. Not even an overdose, not death, but someone who's addicted. That's all they care about.
Yeah.
Like that. I have a friend that was addicted to crack. She spent $300 in one day.
Yep.
To go to a hotel room, and she bought a rack of crack and smoked it all within an hour. She spent $300 within an hour.
Yeah,
on drugs.
I've seen that too. It's a shame. It really
and that was when she realized she needed to go to rehab.
Oh, good. I'm glad she realized, because people need to realize that. You know, they think, oh, I don't need rehab. I could, you know, stop if I want to. Well, if that's the case, then stop.
Yeah.
You know, and if you realize it's harder than you thought, go to rehab, do something. You don't have to go to inpatient, you could go to outpatient, you can, you know, you could even go to AA meeting if you don't want to go to a rehab, but try something, you know.
There's Narcotics Anonymous. I've actually, for one of my classes, I had to go and observe a group, and I chose Narcotics Anonymous just because I know so many people on drugs.
Right.
And it was really interesting. It was like they were a family, and they had a speaker come in, and you know, you really just get to hear other people's struggles and realize that you're not alone and that it's possible to kick it.
Find out how they got help and how they made it, and you know, maybe it'll help you. You know?
And it's also really good support for like you go to rehab afterwards.
Right.
To keep yourself clean, because then you have the support and you get the sponsor or whatever.
Right, yeah. It's just like an
You're like, I'm gonna relapse. Call him and
call somebody. You know?
They talk you out of it, I guess. I don't know how it really works.
They do. They'll do whatever they can to help you. There's a lot of websites out there. There is, you know, a lot of help out there, and I hope, you know, whoever needs the help will go and get that help, because I know too many people and I have too many friends that I'm no longer friends with because they chose the drug over our friendship.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's sad. You know, people I grew up with, and, you know, that I've known forever, they chose the drug.
It's not really even a choice, though. Well, in the beginning it is.
Right.
But then you get sick if you don't do it.
Yes, you will.
You don't want to go through withdrawal.
Yeah, withdrawals suck.
I can't say that I've ever been through it, but people that I know who have.
The sweating, the waking up in the middle of the night, the nightmares, I've seen it all.
That's why sometimes rehab and detox is the safer choice, because you could literally die from withdrawal.
And that's what they're doing. They're killing themselves, you know. And if you die from that drug, it's basically like suicide. You killed yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, you got to think about that too, you know. You know what they say about suicide? Kill yourself if you're not going to heaven or whatever it is. Or, you know, you got to think about a lot of different things, you know, your family.
That's why I haven't offered myself yet. I want to see my mom again.
Yeah.
I know she's up there.
So do I.
My Laura.
Who is she?
Was able to kick drugs, by the way, before she was murdered, unfortunately.
He's downstairs. We're talking about drugs. Do you have something to say about drugs?
I just need something.
Anyway. If it's weed, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
I went to the store, I'll be back.
Alright. So, drugs are bad, okay?
I mean, I don't know about you, but when I started experimenting with things, I set limits for myself. I was like, I will never do heroin, I will never do crack, I will never do angel's dust.
Right.
I think that was it. Those were my main three that I would never try.
Right.
And I never have. And honestly, out of all honesty, I actually have had people tell me that they were happy that, you know, my old roommate, for example, last weekend, she told me she was happy that she had me around because I set limits.
Right.
Meanwhile, her sister, like, who started, you know, she smokes pot, she was on heroin, whatever, she was like, if I had gone down the same road as my sister and didn't, you know, follow your rules, then I could have ended up in rehab too. So it's really important to set limits for yourself if you want to experiment with drugs. The more addictive ones, the ones that you'll end up having withdrawal symptoms from, I would definitely put on the list of things not to ever try.
Stay away from it. You know, like alcohol, weed, that's one thing. Anything above that, it's too far. You're pushing, you know, your luck now.
Cocaine's addictive, very addictive. Pills are addictive.
Coke, crack, heroin.
The only drug that really doesn't have physical addictive properties is marijuana.
Yes, that's been proven.
That's just like a psychological dependence that you develop.
Right.
But you can break through that and you don't end up sick if you stop.
Right. You won't have sweats and cold flashes and this and that.
You won't start vomiting. And,
right.
You know, all that stuff just makes you want to do the drug more.
Yes.
But if it's making that happen to you, then it's really not good for you. Like, I don't understand why anyone would even try it in the
Some
first place.
things just aren't worth it, you know. You know, they want to get high and that their drug isn't available, they'll try what is available. And that's why, you know.
I've done that, and luckily, like, painkillers and stuff like that, they make me sick, so I can't even...
Yeah.
I couldn't even do heroin if I wanted to. I'd end up being sick.
That's a good thing.
But it's awful. Awful. How many people that just the two of us know.
I know.
And God knows how many more are out there.
That you may know.
I watched that show Intervention on TV.
I watched it too.
It's just really heartbreaking, but it's really like, it makes me really happy to see when they're successful.
Right, yeah.
But like the people that outright like refuse when their families are sitting there crying and begging them to go to treatment, it's like, these people love you more than anyone that you're doing these drugs with.
And they're not willing to give up the drugs, now they're fully addicted.
Exactly.
Awful. They're being stubborn.
Yeah.
Now onto the topic of stubborn.
Stubborn! Stubborn men!
Yes. We know a couple of people that are very stubborn. I know one in particular. You met him too. He finds a girl that he likes, and I can understand why. She's a pretty girl, but he keeps putting himself in a position where he keeps getting hurt, and you know, he'll say one day he's done with this, he's not going to get hurt no more, he's going to move on, and then I guess it takes one phone call or something, and he's like wheeled right back in, and you know, I wish I could, you know, say something or do something to help him, and I don't know what to say or do, you know.
That's really tricky.
It is.
It's really up to
You don't
them.
want to see them get hurt, and they keep hurting themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's same with women too.
Yeah,
I know
it goes both ways.
I know some people that their significant other has outright cheated on them, admitted to it, and she would beg him to come back to her because she was in love with him.
Right.
It's
I think
sad.
maybe they just grow attached to that person or something, because I don't know what else it is, you know?
It is some kind of dependence. It's like a drug, almost.
Right.
Because if you're not with that person, that's all you're thinking about.
Yes.
Is wanting to be with that person. And if you're not, you're wondering what they're doing,
Yeah.
who they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
what drugs they're doing.
Yep. Sounds familiar.
Mhm.
Sounds very familiar.
And it's just horrible the way that people can treat each other, even, and then claim to love the person that they're treating like shit.
Exactly.
If you love someone, if you truly love someone, you do everything that you can to not hurt them. That's how I see it. And
But how can you hurt someone over and over and then say you love that person or have feelings for them? It's like, who are you lying to? I mean,
yourself
that's how
and that other person.
Yes, because that's, you know, how I look at it. Like, they're just lying, you know? Like, what else am I supposed to think? I mean, why would you hurt him, but yet you got feelings for him, or you like him, he's a cool guy, this, that, and the third, but you're going to keep hurting him over and over and over?
I was in a relationship where my ex lied and cheated, and I was in denial. I didn't believe it. I thought, you know, people were just trying to get between us or break us up because they didn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, they were just trying to look out for me, and I'm finding out now, still, all the things that he lied to me about.
Wow.
And it's just like mind-boggling, the fact that he would tell me every day, I love you. When I tried to leave him, I did try to leave him a couple times, he talked me out of it by telling me that I'd be abandoning his whole family.
Wow.
So he guilted me into staying. Meanwhile, he was off fucking whoever he wanted, I guess, while I was away at college.
Right.
And
So as hard as it was for you, you finally got the courage to leave?
yeah, and you know, his whole family supported me in my decision, so
Wow.
that's how bad it was.
Yes, it's a lot.
His mom literally said, you know, why are you still with my son?
Wow.
His sister would ask me every time I saw her, and she's still really, like, we're still close. I still see her.
Right.
But it's just really awkward because
Yeah, I
where my godson, he's godfather.
bet. Oh, wow.
So
Wow. You still see him from time to time?
I saw him for the first time a couple weeks ago.
How did that go?
I hid
Yeah.
with my godson for a while. I gave him a bath and fed him dinner and put him to bed, read him a story, whatever.
Right.
But then after that, I ended up sitting between him and one of the girls who cheated on me with,
Right.
who lives with our friend.
Wow, that's hard.
So that was like the most awkward thing in the world.
I bet. Oh my god.
And I just tried to pretend that he wasn't there.
Right.
But yeah.
So for some advice,
Awkward.
maybe like delete the person off your Facebook, delete them out of your phone so that you don't have temptations to call
Yes.
them or something, or to see everything they're
And
doing.
delete their phone numbers out of your brain,
Yeah. I think
which is
that's-
even harder.
Yeah, right? That's
But a lot of
probably your
people, you know,
best
these
bet.
days don't memorize phone numbers anyway.
I know, right? Life is so crazy.
It is. It's
But I'm enjoying it, you
so
know?
I like studying people.
Yeah. I
Very
do too.
interesting. It's so nice out.
I know. It's beautiful. I love life. It's beautiful. The wind is blowing.
I'm so happy we finally got to do this outside.
I know, right?
Awesome.
We're outside, by the way.
I don't know if I was in the picture or not.
Right.
Our cameraman left.
Cameraman!
Where did cameraman go? Where's Jenny?
Jenny should be here soon. I'm waiting for her to text.
My foot fell asleep. And hurts. But, I guess.
Hello?
Is it her?
Hey, what's up? Yes, I do. Huh? Your phone is breaking up. Say that again. I need about 20 minutes, if that's okay. You can, like, relax for a minute, and then we'll go. Love you. Okay, cool. Alright, love you too. Bye. That's my need for going food shopping.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's nice. Food's good.
Right.
I don't know why I'm tired. I took a nap tonight.
Yeah. I didn't. I wish I did.
I also woke up at 6 o'clock.
Ouch.
And went to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Because I don't know how to fall asleep.
Everyone's talking about my bridal shower next week. Now someone wants sangria. Have you ever had sangria?
Yeah.
It's good.
It's really good.
I like mojitos. I get that a lot. I don't think I've ever had. Maybe I did, I just don't remember.
Sangria is like the wine with fruit. Or like fruity wine.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it is.
I'll try it.
It's good.
Anything else you want to discuss? What's on your mind? Or anything?
I guess not. Yeah.
Alright guys.
Guess
we'll
that's
be
it.
back. And hopefully we'll be outside again.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. See you next time.